Technoblade, the lone anarchist of the Dream SMP. He is one of the most powerful people in the entire server. Ever since his arrival in the SMP in late September, Technoblade has achieved accomplishments no one else in the server has completed. As of now, he resides in the Arctic north of the server with his friend Filza, and combined, they are one of the most powerful factions in the entire server. Besides being one of the most skilled fighters of the server, Technoblade is known for having a major antagonistic role throughout most of the big plot points in the server after he joined, and in this video, I will be going over his role in the plot and why he should be the most feared person in the server. However, before we start, I'd just like to say that I only need 2 more subscribers to reach 10 subs, so if you enjoy the video, consider subscribing since it takes no effort to do it and it really helps out my channel. On to the video. Technoblade is really a wild card when it comes to sides. Some think he's the protagonist, while others refer to him as an antagonist. And it honestly depends on whose perspective you watch. If you watch Filza, Ranbu, or Technoblade himself, you probably think of him as one of the good guys. However, in this video, we are following the majority's perspective, and the majority are people who are against Technoblade, referring to him as an antagonist. One thing to note is that I am not calling him a villain. A villain is a person who intends to do evil just for the sake of it. He is an antagonist, a person who isn't necessarily always evil, but is on the opposite side of the main perspective. And this is exactly who Technoblade is. Thus he is considered an antagonist of the story. Technoblade is significant among all the other members of the SMP due to his excellence in PvP and his anarchistic traits. He is an anarchist, which by the definition means a person who is skeptical of authority and rejects all involuntary and coercive forms of hierarchy. In other words, Technoblade hates government, and he will do anything in his power to stop it. We have seen multiple occasions in which he has tried to destroy the government, starting from the Manberg Revolution to the most recent war against L'Manberg he took part in with Dream. The only occasion in which he has sided with government was during the Manberg festival, though it was only a one-time thing, and according to him, he only did it because he was peer pressured. Although it might seem like Technoblade is the typical villain trying to destroy the world for no reason, his hatred of government is surprisingly backed by rational points. According to him, government is the sole cause of most conflicts in the server, so it must be abolished in order to maintain peace. And if you look into the entire history of the server, you'll find that he actually might be right. The first L'Manberg War was started due to the creation of government. The Manberg Revolution was started to take back government, and the most recent war was started to abolish the government. Government played a huge role in all of these wars in some sort of way. This is one of Technoblade's strengths. He is an antagonist whose goals people can somewhat understand and relate to, meaning more people are likely to join his side. This is already proven by the fact that Ranbu, one of L'Manberg's past allies, has set his base beside Techno's house and most likely wants to join his side if he has the chance. Plus, in his recent stream, Techno formed an association of anarchists, which means that he is already planning on recruiting people to his side. Technoblade is also powerful due to the fact that he is not bound by anything. Let's take a look at some of the other antagonists of the Dream SMP. Jschlat was bound by his country. If his country was in danger, then he would have to stay and protect it. He was also bound by his lack of military equipment, which made him such an easy target to kill. Like for example, Quackity, Schlatt's vice president at that time, killed Schlatt right in front of the White House and then left the country without facing any repercussions. Similarly, Dream is bound to his discs, and if he finds himself in any conflict which might lose him power over one of the discs, he will back out. However, Technoblade is bound by nothing. He is driven only by his hatred of government, and he is determined to reach his goals in any way possible. The only things valuable to Techno that I can think of are his friend Filza and his horse Carl. However, Carl is kept hidden in a place nobody has found yet, and Filza is more than capable of defending himself in bad situations. Thus he is not a nuisance to Techno in any sort of way. Thus, the qualities of Techno are: he is an antagonist who has rational goals. He does not have many weaknesses, and he is determined to reach his goals whatever the cost. Since he has such a strong and powerful presence in the server due to the aforementioned qualities, it is natural that he has a big role in the plot. Now the question is, what is that role? Unlike other antagonists like J-Schlatt and Dream, Technoblade, despite being an antagonist of the story, is rather a more passive character. He only goes on the aggressive to destroy government when he finds one, and once he goes on the aggressive, there is nothing anyone can do to stop him. Techno has little to no weaknesses, and he has some of the best gear in the entire server, so whenever he wants something, he will get it. Whenever a new government is formed, there is always an overarching fear of Technoblade. This has led to people not wanting to be involved in government at all. But government is an integral part of the Dream SMP, and is one of the important factors needed to drive the story forward. This leads to a stalemate position in the story until either someone finds the courage to form a new government, or until something else not related to government happens. Since forming a new government means Techno will just destroy it again, the people in the SMP have started to focus less on that and more on other stuff. In this way, Techno has started to change the story to become less centered around government. So if you think about it, he basically single-handedly changed the entire course of the server. Technoblade is the opposite of most of the other villains of the Dream SMP. While others try to gain power over everyone else in order to maintain dominance, Techno tries to destroy power so that nobody can ever get it. This is his main role in the plot. Now, even after seeing all of the points presented above, some people still may argue that Dream is a better antagonist than Techno, and this is a very valid opinion. Dream has many qualities over Techno as an antagonist. For example, he keeps his plans more hidden so that nobody knows what he truly is up to. He is also a fairly manipulative person, as we have already seen him manipulating Tommy in it before. Even then, I still believe that Technoblade is a much more powerful antagonist than Dream. This is because Dream's character is mainly based on manipulation. Most of the time, he will try to achieve his goals by either manipulating others or bribing them up to the point where he can take matters into his own hands. However, this tactic cannot last much longer. This is because at one point, people will realize that Dream is a bad person. Tommy was Dream's most recent target of manipulation, and it didn't take him long to realize that he was being manipulated. Plus, now that Tommy is back to L'Manberg's side, manipulating others will be very hard for Dream as people will realize what he did to Tommy and decide to not trust him at all. Bribing won't work either, as there aren't that many people in the server who he could bribe in the first place, besides Technoblade. However, Techno only wants to abolish the government, while Dream wants total chaos on the server. So if Techno doesn't agree with Dream's goals, then he probably won't take Dream's offer, and he also might even turn against Dream. Dream has already been forced into prison after everyone in the server except Techno came together, so once Techno also goes against Dream, he's basically over. Dream's actions are also heavily determined by the state of his disks, as he will do anything in his power to maintain ownership of all the disks. Therefore, he can easily be threatened by threatening the safety of his disks. Some might argue that Dream has creative mode, therefore he is more powerful. However, this has been proved wrong in Techno's recent stream, where Dream states that he doesn't have creative mode, but DreamXD does. For these reasons, in my opinion, even if I think Dream's character is extremely well written as a manipulative and selfish person, I still think Techno is more likely to succeed. That's why, in my opinion, Techno should be the most feared person in the server. All in all, Dream SMP is an amazing server with a very well written plot. So in the future, if I turn out to be completely wrong, then I wouldn't be surprised. Anyways, if you've made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. It really means a lot to me. And if you enjoyed the video, then promote it. Press the like button, share it with your friends, if you even have friends, and subscribe to me if you want. Anyways, I'll see you guys again later. Bye!